Hello, Assalamualaikum. A very good day to Professor, Associate Professor, Assistant Professor, doctors, presenters, secretariats, friends, audience, and listeners. Alhamdulillah, I am honored to be accepted as a presenter for this glorious conference today. I am Muhammad Azimmi Berhad, a postgraduate student from Universiti Teknologi Mara, Cawangan, Pulau Pinang. My fellow audience, today I'm going to present my paper topic COVID-19 and Movement Control Order, Literature Study on Measuring the Effectiveness of Leadership Approach, Team Leadership Approach in Tenaga Nasional Berhad. This paper was written together with we are studying the issues which has been the most discussed in year 2020. The issues is COVID-19, which is known has been spread from 12 December 2019 around the world and also Malaysia, and the number of cases increasing daily and may cause death. This is our first issue. Second is the implementation of movement control order by government Malaysia started 80th March 2020. This movement control order is to control the spread of this disease. These two issues we want to see study further about these two issues to Tenaga Nasional Berhad, which has been categorized as essential service and currently practicing a transformational leadership approach. We want to see how TNB deal with this MCO and also COVID-19 without affecting their reputation and services to us, to customers. And we want to measure the effectiveness of team leadership approach by Tenaga Nasional Berhad to operate during pandemic and MCO. So this is all about this paper. These two issues which is COVID-19, movement control order, the impact to the Tenaga Nasional Berhad, and this team leadership approach to be used by Tenaga Nasional Berhad during this pandemic and movement control order. Okay. All right. This is the objective as I mentioned earlier. So the methodology being used in this paper is we review a 10 article related to COVID-19 and MCO, and also articles which has covered the elements in team leadership approach. Secondly, to measure the effectiveness of team leadership approach, we conduct a series of interview with junior manager, middle manager, senior manager, and team supervisor in Tenaga Nasional Berhad to gain an input about SWOT analysis in Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Okay, we move on to the findings of this paper. The article that have been reviewed is Coronavirus Disease 2019, written by Mayo Clinic staff, year 2020. This article also citing information reports by World Health Organization and has concluded that coronavirus is a serious disease or virus which may cause illness to human and lead to death. The outbreak has spread around the world rapidly with no vaccine. So this is a serious matter. So this is why government of Malaysia has implemented a movement control order to break the chain or to control the spread of this coronavirus, because the case has increased rapidly daily. So the second articles that have been reviewed is, since this is the pandemic situation, so we seek for a leadership in crisis situation articles to see which written by Cameron R. Hume in 2019 to see how leaders or elements need by leaders to deal with this during this crisis situation. In this article, it said that during crisis, leaders need to have a capacity, will, and vision. These three elements: capacity, will, and vision, to maintain the organization business. Next is third article, also about managing a crisis, leadership, and organizational element essential for success, written by Andy Rowe in 2016. It said that the other element that leaders need is the ability to make order, able to handle situation, determine and develop strong foundation to winning a crisis situation. This is the key to win a crisis situation. The fourth article is written by Jamila Jamal and Hassan Abu Bakar in 2016, the mediating role of charismatic leadership, communication in crisis, a Malaysian example. In this paper, we want to see the communication used by leaders to perform a great message conveying, to be sent or fetch a message to subordinates from a leader. So it said that where crisis management, effective communication is one of the key success factors to maintain the company reputation. Communication. Fifth article is the element in the team leadership is internal team leadership and examination of leadership roles, role structure and member outcomes, written by J. Britton Carson, 2006. In team leadership, there's a changes of roles from leaders and team members, and in this paper, it said that greater use of team-related work practice predict significantly high return, which is very good. And team increasingly becoming a part of organization landscape, and also a very good input or outcomes from this paper. The next is about a global article, which is civilian stabilization team leadership success. A set of interview and also study have been made by Brad Doyle in 2013, which have a deep thought about perception for Iraq provincial reconstruction team. In this paper, it has been discussed deeply on team leadership, which involve setting standard and keeping individual team members responsible over the course of their operation for achieving target. It says that partnership also operate in both ways, with leaders and also a follower and or their team. And a crucial leader to become a crucial source of feedback from senior leaders about when and how much advice was needed. The next article is written by Tracy Brower, Visual Communication, the one thing you can do to be more effective. Visual communication also an element in team leadership. In this article, it says that visual teams are more effective when there is shared team leadership. This is critical point inside this article. We tend to build some of the strongest relationship during hard times. So leaders can use these circumstances to find the best in every people in order to achieve common goals. Be part of your team, communicate well with your team. The eighth article, also one of the elements inside the team leadership, which is when is an organization structure flat, by Olaf Bach in 2013. In team leadership, there is a tendency for organization to flatten their organization, and in this article has been elaborate more about when is the good time to organization to flatten their structure. And by flattening their structures, it's seen as a way to increasing the agility of organization. But also there is things that to be considered, which is integrity and compliance or governance of company policy. Next, second last of the article reviewed is how to keep your team motivated remotely, since you are communicating with your team virtually, and also implementation of MCO. We reviewed article to the article topic, how to keep your team motivated remotely, written by Lindsay McGregor in 2020. And as to conclude, this article is the presence of leaders at all times, even though far from the office or site is needed. Be part of your team, asking questions regarding their works and also daily life. And the last article reviewed is also one of the elements inside the team leadership, which is reward and recognition. So in this article, it says that why reward and recognition are critical to employee engagement during the coronavirus pandemic, written by People Value in 2020. And the conclusion or the finding is engaging staff with reward and recognition able to maintain staff productivity and motivation. So the SWOT analysis of the Tenaga Nasional Berhad, we have gained an input, which is first is the strength. Strength is Tenaga Nasional Berhad is classified as essential service. They have a good reputation based on their annual report, and also they have a high score in high customer satisfaction index. But their weakness, they have no experience dealing with pandemic, also like us. Their staff has a wide range of ages, which said that uh, people with higher ages or older have a higher risk for the to be infected by coronavirus. And also they have limitation of resources to work from home. But the opportunity, you can see there is a reduction on operational expenses, OPEX. But the threat or for Tenaga Nasional Berhad they are facing is a staff motivation anxiety about this coronavirus, because we cannot see this coronavirus, so the staff feel a bit down or anxiety. The next is customer perception, because during this pandemic, customer also want to protect themselves, don't want to have a direct contact with anybody. So this become a threat to Tenaga Nasional Berhad, and also their vendors not categorized as essential service. Okay, this is the SWOT analysis. Our recommendation, we have about 8 recommendation in this paper. First is top management have to set a clear instruction. During this pandemic, a clear direction have to be set by top management to the workers. Secondly, flatten the organization and also review their limit of authority (LOA) to make an approval providing resources to the staff. And also by flattening the organization, they can fasten delivery of resources to the staff. Third is reward the staff working at site to boost up their motivation. Fourth is collaborate with members, leaders and members, by also have thoughts about their works and also their daily life. Next is communicate virtually but presently. Six is have a have a permission to staff to utilize resources, especially desktop, to bring back the desktop to their home. Seventh is manage your vendor. Maybe Tenaga Nasional Berhad may issue a letter to recommend vendors to submit to the MITI to operate during MCO. This is how leaders can manage the situation very well. And eight is monitor. Leaders monitor internal and external environments, their stakeholders, their customers, their staff, to provide structure and overcome barriers. This is eight recommendation about this paper, inside this paper. And this is my last slide. Uh, I hope you can understand enough, but there is a further study need to be done to see more effective with the quantitative research about this paper. I'm welcome, guys, all of you guys, if you want to do a further study about this paper. And okay, that's all. Stay safe. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.